So you know who's feeling pretty validated right now? This guy. That's who. And I'm going to tell you why. Recently, a study was just published by smartasset.com that listed Killeen, Texas as the #1 place in the nation for a first-time home buyer, based on a few different factors. And if you've been watching this channel, then you know that I've been screaming this for a year and a half, and way longer than that in my actual real estate career. I think Killeen is a gold mine, and it's an amazing place. We're going to dive into the specifics of that article and specifically why Killeen is the #1 place in the nation for a first-time home buyer to buy a home. But first, I got to run in this house real quick and go and take a picture of one of my clients who just closed on her house that is actually below the median list price here. So I'll be right back. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's hop into this article. So smartasset.com is a pretty well-respected financial advice website, and they do this list once every year. So what they do is take 185 metro areas and then rank them according to their growth potential, affordability, competition, and their actual population. Now, pretty cool list, and there are a few really good cities in Texas that made this list. I think a really fun fact is Killeen was on this list last year, but it was way down at number 85. I think that is mainly because we were in the craziest housing market of all time, and Killeen's proximity to Austin actually did not make it the best place for a first-time homebuyer to move because competition was just so high, and that knocked out the affordability. Well, oh, how things change in a year's time. Now that things are a lot slower, it's a lot easier to buy a home in Killeen, Texas, and I am so happy to see it at the top of this list because I agree with this statement unequivocally. It is the #1 metro in the United States if you want to buy a home. I don't even think you just have to be a first-time home buyer. I think this is an amazing place for anybody to buy a home, as well as investors, because of all the things that they mentioned, as well as quality of life. So let's hop into some of the factors that they mentioned in the study. They have Killeen's median list price as $253,000 as of late May. Now, I actually have different numbers, and I pull my data from Altos Research. They actually pulled their data from our MLS, and what the big difference is, there are actually two. The research that I use is actually an average over the course of either 7 days or 90 days, whereas I think they just pulled the actual average at that day that they pulled it. And the other big thing is new construction homes have not been added into that data. So once you add in new construction homes, I think that takes the numbers up a little bit, but I'm not gonna nitpick. They are super close to where our median home value is right now. And that is actually almost half of what the national average is for a new listed home. So what does that get you? Well, here it's gonna get you either a 3-bedroom or a 4-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, and right at about 1,700 to 1,800 square feet. The average age at this price range is right around 17 years, but you can find some good homes that were built in the last 10 years at this same price point. They just might be a little bit small. They have the days until pending at 18, which means a house is listed and it's usually pending within the first 18 days. They have the number at 18 days. I have it closer to 15. Moral of the story is you have some time before the house that you want goes pending. So you got to go ahead and stake your claim quickly, but not so quickly that you end up having to put in an offer on a house before thoroughly thinking it through. Oh, and if your house is not priced right, then it can sit on the market for a year or more because nobody is buying overpriced houses right now. All right, so let's talk competition, which is one of the factors that they use to determine what's going to be the best market. Right now, we have about 350 homes on the market, and that's just in Killeen. We're not even talking about Copperas, Cove, and Harker Heights, which are kind of the sister cities to Killeen. So that for us is a very, very healthy market, but it doesn't skew far over to the buyer's market side of things. So that means there's enough inventory for you to shop around, maybe go and see a few houses that pique your interest, but there is not so much that if you're a home seller and you put your house on the market at a fair price, that it is not going to sell, or you're just going to get like totally reamed for your asking price. And that 350 homes is actually more than double the amount of homes that we had on the market in like April of 2022. So we were closer to like 120 homes on the market, which was crazy. And that means the second a home hit the market, it was selling. Right now, you've got plenty of time, you've got plenty of choices, and that's why I think we ranked so high. Right now, you can come in Killeen and get a great house below the median price, and you will have a lot of great options to choose from. To me, that is just an amazing opportunity for anybody who's thinking about coming to the area. Oh, by the way, if you are coming out to the area, my name's Stephen Harris. I am a real estate broker here, and I have an amazing team of agents that can help you, your family, or anybody that you may know that might be thinking about buying a home in the Killeen Fort Hood area. Just reach out. Email is the best way to reach me. I would love to hear about you and your situation and see how we can best be of service. The article also talks about the importance of favorable terms when it comes to a first-time home buyer. That way you are coming out of pocket less money up front, and you get it at a good price, so there is plenty of room for you to build equity over the years. I totally agree with all that. Right now, my buyers have been getting most, if not all, of their closing costs paid for, and about 5 to 10% off of the asking price. Now, this varies greatly between realtors, because you know some realtors are just better than others, and also the actual house. So if the house just listed and it's only been on the market for a week or so, you're probably not going to get as much off of the asking price as you would for a house that has been on the market for 30, 40 to 80 days. So just keep that in mind. I like to call it a soft seller's market right now, because sellers are still getting really, really close to their asking price, almost 97% of their asking price right now, but they're paying closing costs, and there is a lot more wiggle room on certain houses. You just need an amazing realtor to negotiate those terms for you. And that brings us to their forecast for growth. They have the growth being a little bit above 7% for a year. That's really cool to see. Whenever I first started real estate in Killeen, our average growth was around 3% per year, and that's before all the pandemic madness happened. Then we saw everything shoot up 20, 40%. So for them to say in this crazy market and the way these interest rates are set up that we might actually see 7% growth in the next year, I think that's super optimistic. I am actually not as optimistic about price growth right now. I think you may see a growth of anywhere between 3 to 5%. And over the last year, we've seen a flat line. There has been no price growth, but we have survived without seeing huge price decline. So that's amazing and a good thing to keep note of. But I do think long-term, the growth of Killeen is gonna be substantial. But over this next year, with these crazy fluctuations in interest rates, my prediction is that we only see about a 3 to 5% gain. They have it at 7. Hey, I hope my homeowners get that 7% growth. The biggest two factors Killeen has going for it is its proximity to Fort Cavazos, since it is right there. The military pretty much props up this economy. These houses are their houses. This housing market is their housing market, and it doesn't matter if the economy goes up or down. The military is still gonna have their jobs, and they're still gonna be buying homes. So that has kept us safe through most economic downturns. The other big factor that is going to come into play later on down the line is its proximity to Austin. Being only 70 miles away from Austin, it's perfect for somebody who works remote or works at like the Tesla plant. It's a nice, easy commute. And I think in the future, in the not so distant future, that Killeen will kind of become extended Austin metro area as it grows north. I can definitely see that happening. And when that happens, you will see substantial exponential growth in the housing prices. Overall, I really think Killeen is an amazing place for anyone to buy. First time, second time, third time homeowner, investor, whatever. I still think it is underpriced. And yes, it is still very affordable. Now let's not confuse affordable with cheap, right? So it is not a cheap place to live. It is not what it was 3-4 years ago as far as prices go, but it is more affordable, meaning it is more attainable to more people. Home ownership is more attainable to more people in the Fort Cavazos, Killeen area. So I think that is really what is gonna drive the growth of this city in the long term. And like, this article is just like a nice thing to have. It is not a real estate oracle that is gonna determine the future of the Killeen real estate market. I am not confused about that. But as somebody who has been yelling the virtues of the Killeen market from the mountaintops over the past year and a half publicly on YouTube, it is really, really nice to see Killeen have its moment in the sun. I hope this has been valuable to you. If you have any questions about the Killeen Fort Cavazos area or any of the surrounding cities, please reach out. We have an amazing team. We would love to hear your story and take you out to see a couple houses. If you're thinking about selling your home in the area, go down to the description. I have my max price sales guide there just for you, just for free. No money involved. That will tell you how to get the most amount of money for your house in this current market. And believe me, we've seen it all, done it all, and we do know how to get top dollar for your home. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me here today. I've been Stephen Harris, and you've been absolutely wonderful. I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.